Hey everybody, Phil Friedman here. I am so excited about today's podcast because you're going to get to meet Ralph Acor and Robert Lopez, two incredible human beings. Ralph was in a business that he was not enjoying. In fact, he was downright miserable. And with the help of Robert and so many others, Ralph was able to achieve his dream of being in the sport fishing business. Let's follow him along his journey and learn how he was able to accomplish his dream, and also learn about some great fishing along with those two men, Robert and Ralph. Without further ado, let's meet these two incredible human beings. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Friedman Adventures here at 22nd Street, Atlanta. We have two really extraordinary guests, and they're going to be at the Fred Hall shows. They're going to be down in Orange County. They've got all kinds of great stuff. Ralph Ahcor from Acor Offshore Fishing. It's great to see you.
Likewise, man. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
I messed with you a little bit. I had Robert call you and say, Phil left, man. Yeah. You're late. He's out of here. And you're like, a guy with that smile is that big of a jerk?
Yeah,
pretty funny, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Robert, good to see you, my friend.
Pleasure.
How are you?
Good, thank you very much.
What an extraordinary year it's been. Again, I mean, you guys, you had a fish over 300, I think, right?
Yes, yep, over 300.
You guys focus mostly, so, I mean, first of all, what is the business all about? Obviously, you got a boat, and you focus mostly on bluefin tuna. Is that right?
About what I came to do and what has transpired.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was an electrician with the IBEW, and, I was doing long-range trips on the Independence.
Okay.
So I was doing 15-day trips on that trip on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then, I started to get, I moved up a little bit and just started to get some complaints about the time I was taking off. And I didn't like that. It didn't sit well. And
you wanted to pursue your dream of sport fishing and not get any spit for it, right?
Yeah, like this is my whole philosophy. I want to fish when I want and not when I can.
Yeah.
And I did something about it.
Yeah.
So to be really quick about it, I left the construction field. I started a clothing company. I was still doing electrical on the side, and I'm still doing the clothing company, right? And I got the Parker. Started fishing. Now we're going super fast, missing a lot of details, but
you know what? Don't be afraid to share those details, because what you're painting here is a picture of a guy who was in a job that he wasn't happy in, and you did something about it. And there's a lot of people out there that can learn something from that, because they're stuck in a job and they hate life.
Yes.
And they just go through, they're on that frickin', that circle that just continuing. So this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because honestly, like, that's why I'm here. Like, I'm not here to promote my clothing. I'm really not here to promote my fishing charter business. Like, I feel my calling is to encourage others to take action of a miserable life, maybe, or of a life that they think they could do better. Like, my total goal is to reach a success where I don't have to worry about money, and I can help others reach their goals as well.
And you're happy, right?
Yes, totally.
That's a big thing, right, Robert?
Definitely, yes.
So, like, people who've been following my journey, like, I'll get text messages, or not text messages. I'll get, like, people just respond to my stuff. Like, man, I've been watching you from the beginning. Like, I've been watching your videos since you first got the Parker. I've been watching your videos since you first released your first T-shirt. And they say they're proud of me. People that I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I don't take that lightly. So, like, I know that I can't help everybody, but I can for sure help one person.
Yeah.
And it's been all through fishing, and I've been very fortunate. Just having that hunger to pursue my passion and be around fishing. Okay.
Yeah.
I've met some of the best in the game who've mentored me. Like, it all started with me just taking action. Like, okay, I'm starting my clothing company, not having any information about business, and not knowing nothing, just thinking I could do it. And I remember just being at home, and it was 2018 or 2017, and there was going to be a seminar on private boating.
Yeah.
This guy named Billy Kay was going to be doing a seminar on how to
Billy
catch
Kay,
fish.
very famous guy.
Yeah, very famous guy. And I said, I'm going to that. I'm going to that San Diego. It was that function that they do at the dock over there. Not
Oh, right. Was it CCA and was it that whole thing or?
No, not the
Oh, you're
CCA.
talking about Day at the Docks,
No,
right?
no, not Day of the Docks. It's the one that the guys from the tackle shop do. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
tackle day.
Right.
So I took a leap of faith, and I took my boys. I said, "Hey, we're gonna go watch this seminar on how to catch big bluefin tuna." And I took some of my clothes with me. I really had like two things in mind. I want to give my shirt to this guy Billy K, and it's a win-win because I want to learn about catching these big bluefin.
Right.
I've already been catching big yellowfin since 2005, but doing it on a private boater level was something I never did. So I watched the seminar, very good. But like before the seminar started, I was just walking with my boys, right? And I seen Billy, right? He's with his wife. I mean, I just stopped. I remember like it was yesterday. I just stopped. My buddy was like, "Hey, there's Billy." I said, "Where is he at?" "Oh, that's that Asian cow killing." I just went up to him. I said, and I just was just like, "Hey man, I'm a super big fan of you, bro."
Yeah.
And he was just like shocked. And I was just like, "Bro, like I love everything you're doing, man." And I was just being sincere. And he was just like, I said, "I know I'm imposing. You're with your kid and your girl right now, but like I'm a big Lakers fan and you're like a Kobe Bryant to me." Like I just gave him nothing but love, and it was just sincere.
Yeah.
And I gave him some shirts and watched the seminar, went home, and just about a few weeks later, he had another seminar. And that was that, right? It wasn't like, nothing more than that.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, he had another seminar. Okay, I'm going. This one, I think it was at the tackle shop in Islands Tackle.
Oh, okay. With Sam.
With Sam, yeah. So I went over there and checked it out again. I was like a groupie, you know what I mean? Just I'm following this guy,
They started to call 911. He thinks he's got a stalker or something.
Yeah. But I want guys to capture, to get this point. So while I'm watching the seminar, I heard him talk to some other guys in the background, like, "Man, we need to get a camera guy out here. We need help with that." And at the time, I was learning about cameras with my clothing brand, and like, so that night I sent him a DM. I said, "Hey, I kind of sold myself. I got these cameras and I do video production, and I'll be happy to help you just cause." And he says, "Yeah, give me a call. Here's my phone number." And it was during the time where he was just about to launch his website. Great website that just shows you how to do everything A to Z.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? He needed someone to go on the boat with him and record how do you fly the kite?
Yeah.
How do you troll the yummy? Just from A to Z on how to catch big bluefin.
And
I was the camera guy.
And you're doing that at the same time you're soaking it all in, right?
I'm soaking it up.
Yeah.
And we became good friends. It wasn't a time where, we're both at different times now where we're so busy with our lives, but it was a time where I had downtime, he had downtime, and we developed a friendship. And past going forward, right? I was at work one day on a scissor lift working, and I was like, I need to get me a boat. And I was like, I don't got money for a boat.
Yeah.
And I just took a leap of faith, and I just put a text out on Facebook. I said, "Hey, I'm looking for a boat. My budget's around $100K. What do you guys recommend?" I did it for two reasons. One, to dream out loud.
Yeah.
And two, to see what
see what's out there, right?
Yeah, see what transpires.
Yeah.
Instantly, Billy hits me up. "I got a boat for you." And I was like, wait, hold on. Like, I didn't say I want it now. I'm gonna say I'm looking. So let's go look at it. And this guy helped me find the boat. He helped me find a company that'll finance the boat. I had no money. I had no good credit. And I told him all this. He's like, "Say this, say that. Don't ask for over this much, and you'll get it." And it just went through, right? And while he was helping me with all this, I was just like I really remember asking him, "Why are you helping me?"
Yeah.
And he says, "I like how people get parkers and how people learn how to fish." And I was like, it's just weird to me, like, but I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because and then from that we just, I met his wife, his children, and we built a relationship, and like I am the prodigy of Billy Kay. And that's not clout chasing his name. That's not saying that.
No, I get that. I get that.
I'm at a level now where I don't want to sound boastful. Like I don't need Billy Kay.
Yeah.
I can really I'm self-sufficient.
Right.
He's mentored me all the way up. He's taught me things like, hey, you have to learn this on your own. So now I kind of understand what he was saying. But so when I say that, it's just to say that, I do it to give anybody who's helped me recognition. We got Jonathan Nguyen, one of the best in my book. He's helped me.
Yeah.
Like I fished with him on one trip. I've never got limits on bluefin. I fished with him on one trip. We got limits. I went back with my boys and we got limits. And I told Jonathan, there's just some things in life you have to see, right? And after you see it, and then you believe you could kind of do it. I've always believed I could do it, but it was a fast track.
Yeah.
Because once I saw his hustle and his work ethic, I was like, oh, I could pick it up here. I could pick it up there. Why I'm celebrating, he's rigging a yummy flyer, and then I just caught on. And we did a few trips together, and I got it, I got better. Guys like Chuck Newberry, like amazing captains who embraced me with like phone calls and coached me. I remember being on the water one time, and I'm making a name for myself, and everybody's out this day, right? And Billy calls me out on the radio. He says, "Hey, Ralph, your yummy flyer looks a little lopsided." One thing about Billy, he has like this hawk eye view. I don't know where he's at. Like, where are you? But he could always see me.
You got
right?
the gyros on you.
He's got those. He's got $10,000 gyros made by Elon Musk. Yeah. But he said it on the radio, and I felt some type of way because I was like, just when I was like, I had a crew on me, and they're like, they just kind of looked at me and they're like, "Your yummy flyer's crooked. What are you gonna do?" They didn't say it, but I was like,
you could feel it.
I could feel it,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, are you gonna be prideful or are you gonna be humble and listen, right? Okay, I'm gonna bring it in. I said, guys, bring it in, right? Keep in mind, at that time of the day, it was the end of the day, no one has caught. We re-rigged it, we sent it out, we got blown up on in 2 minutes, and I was the only guy to catch a fish in that time of the day. I went home with a fish. And my point is, I was just, I've got to where I'm at is always by being humble. And that's not my normal characteristic. This guy I met 20 years, 30 years ago, he's humble. But my DNA, I've always been prideful, right? I've always been like, it's about me. But when I started Acor Offshore and this new endeavor, I was like, life didn't work for me in the prideful state.
Uh-huh.
I really, like, I'm not going to tell you my whole life story, but I really believe I lost out on millions over my pride, like deals that I had on prior businesses. And, and I was just, and I calculate why didn't it happen? And it was just because you're prideful. You thought you were the shiznit and you were the man. And I still have that tendency, but just
you recognize it.
I recognize it and just give praise their due. Like you, like I commend you on the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm not an avid watcher every time, but when I want to watch a good video, I go to yours.
Thank you so much, Ralph. That means a lot to me. Let me tell you something. As a 90-year-old guy, I'm old, right? My BS, when a guy's feeding me BS, I feel like I can read it. You told me something right now, I'd take it to the bank. And we just met. You're so honest. I'm becoming a big fan of yours within minutes because you are so honest. And I didn't expect this to happen. I thought, okay, we're going to talk about how to catch bluefin tuna. And instead of that, and we're going to talk about that, right, Robert?
Right,
we're still going to do it.
Right.
Instead of that, I get this inspirational story from you that can help our audience maybe outside of these are life lessons that you're talking about.
No doubt.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And man, I didn't expect that today, and I'm so grateful. Who called me? You?
Yeah, I called
Yeah,
you.
man.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
pleasure.
and I'm open to
Appreciate
any
it.
interview anytime, but I had no idea we were going to go this way. And please continue because this is really inspirational to everybody who's dreamt of a better life, a better job. And we all have our faults. I got way more than you got, man. I got them just friggin' lined up. But yeah, this is great stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a calling. I have my reason why I sacrificed my whole life for this, because when I started, I didn't know I was gonna have to sacrifice so much. I didn't know how much time it was gonna take to get to the levels where I want to take it.
Yeah.
And now that it's been my 5th year in business, it's like the calling is super high and super dedication is needed if I want to take it to that level, right? So as I just analyze the whole process, I'm like, well, what's gonna get me there the fastest, and I know this from its experience, is helping others in the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quick story on how I know that.
Yeah.
So I was a IBW electrician for a long time, okay? I became a foreman, and I wanted to go all the way to the top. And I just felt like because of dumb reasons why they wouldn't let me go to the top. The top was just have my own building and just run it A to Z. And I didn't get the opportunity. So one day, they put me in the shop, right, with about 20 apprentices, and they said, until this job starts, you're gonna kind of work in the shop and help these guys get stuff ready for jobs, and you gotta be fast about it. You gotta train them. And I was like, train them? Like, I'm not here to train. I'm here to build buildings and do what I want to do. And at a maybe it was bitterness or despite, I said, you know what? Oh, you want me to train them? Fine. I'm a trainer. I'm a devote and train them.
Yeah.
Hey, you're taking long. This is part of the training. And these young guys, they wanted to learn how to be electricians. And I was one of those guys. I was a douchebag. Like, I didn't show you my secrets, Yeah. Hey, how'd you pull that off, Ralph? I ain't got time to tell you, but I pulled it off. So I learned in this transition. Shout out to CSI Electric and Sasco Electric, all my comrades out there. I salute you. But I started to train these guys, and they wanted to learn, and the more I showed them, the better I felt. Like, I didn't know this feeling of teaching people, and I started to feel better. But not just that. When my job was done, to fast forward you, I got everything I wanted out of the construction field, right? And then I pointed back to that time. I finally got to rise when I helped others. Like, I was always hitting this wall.
Yeah.
I never helped nobody. Once I started helping people, levels.
Yeah.
So, like, in the electric field, it's going to be no different, Like, Robert, like, this is the type of guy that Robert is, okay? I go on my first fishing trip for albacore at a Sergio's in Ensenada back in, let's just say, 2000.
Sergio Susare, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
So this guy sees me there with some lake tackle and a bucket. Long story short, says, hey, bro, you want to catch a fish? Like, yeah, I do want to catch a fish. Use this. And I'm like, what is this? This is nice. This feels good. Got hit on the TLD 30. I'm like, what do we do? Like, what do I do now? And like, hit this gear, and I was just...
Robert, you're responsible for this guy too, it sounds like.
This guy is responsible. I'll let him talk, but this is the guy who everything I'm telling you about, he did it to me. Like, he taught me everything. Like, he didn't teach me private boating because that's when I got him in the game.
Yeah.
But he taught me about custom rods. We don't buy nothing cheap here. He taught me the knots. He told me what sticks to buy. Like, and I would just, why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, and basically that's what happened 25 plus years ago. We're on a trip in Ensenada. I see this guy, and
You remember what boat you were on, Robert? Ensenada Clipper, maybe? Was that still down there in that time?
It was still down there,
Yeah.
yeah. And then there was the big boat, and then there was the small boat.
Yeah.
We were on the bigger of them.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I see this guy, and I can see that he has a passion because, man, he's like trying. And he's just, and I know myself, well, what he's got here isn't going to work. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go up to him, and I like what he's doing,
Oh, so you guys didn't even know each other?
Didn't even know.
Oh, that's bitching.
First day we met, within hours. And then finally I walk up to him, I said, hey, man, look, you want to catch a fish? Hey, I already had a couple of, in fact, the only fish that were caught were the ones that I caught.
Yeah.
I was trolling, I was doing my thing, and nobody really knew. So here we go, we go fishing, and then I tell this guy, hey, look, as soon as that rod goes off, you're gonna grab it. And he's like, looking at me like, yeah, okay. You know, kind of a little bit like confused a little bit.
Yeah,
like what's going on?
I grab it and then
okay,
what?
grab what? You know, like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen is you're gonna go up, it's gonna go off, you're gonna unclip it, you're gonna bring it into yourself, you're gonna turn off your clicker, and you're gonna do the whole bit, and you're gonna go out there and you're gonna start fighting this fish. As soon as it just goes off, he's so green that he's like, I can see him like a deer in headlights. Oh my God! Now what? I'm like, grab the rod.
He's exaggerating.
he's like, what do I do?
He's being truthful.
He's like, what do I do? What do I do? So, hey, we go through the motions, and hey, this is, long story short, he ends up getting the fish and teach him how to get it.
Was it an albacore?
It was an albacore.
Yeah, cool.
And so that's why what happened was after that, it was like, every time the rod would go off, he'd just look at me, and I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
And then the cool thing about that was I never knew that from that day forward, you know, he had this fire. I could always see that he had like this, I wanted to be a tuna fisherman.
Yeah.
And I've been tuna fishing for a lot of years, so I was like from the long ranges to owning the timeshares down in Cabo and doing everything else.
His
like
dad's
that.
a fisherman.
So
okay.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna teach this guy, you know. So I gave him my number. I said, hey, anytime you want to go, anytime you need some information or you want to get something, call me up. I'll help you out. All right. It was such a trip to me. We're still down in Ensenada, and the phone rings, and it's this guy talking about like, hey, what do I need to get? Hey, I need to get one of those tuna things you got, that feathery thing you got. You know? Oh, okay. So we're talking about trolling jigs and start talking about different things. So then I could see it in him, and I asked him, hey, do you want to do a couple of trips? You know, and yeah, sure. So I figured we'll start him out small, a couple, 2 days, 3 day trips.
Right.
Long story short, we end up doing 15-day trips on the Independence. You know,
Which is the guys that own this land, they own the Independence, which is great, man. They're going to be happy.
Yeah, and that's why, like, when Mark and everybody was there, it was like, hey, look, you know, we're going to start doing this, you know. So I started inviting them down to Cabo with me.
Yeah.
I started inviting them to do all this other stuff. And he still kept going and going and going. So then that's when finally he said, hey, look, you know, how can we go all the time? You know, how can I do this, you know? And when he came up to me, I moved to Washington during that time. I went to work up there for almost 10 years. When I came back, I told him, hey, I'm back. Back here in California. He calls me up. He goes, hey, I got this Parker. You know, I said, all right, cool. Like, I don't even know what a Parker is. You know?
Hold on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me jump back in this story.
Yeah.
Because
this is great stuff.
this is great. Yeah,
great
stuff,
stuff, Robert.
My perspective on it is even bigger than his.
Yeah.
Because this guy he's a hero. He's one of my heroes in the fishing game. You know, he's somebody who paused his life to show me everything A to Z. This guy, you know, he gave me a fishing reel. Like, who the heck? Like, who gets fishing reels out? You know,
right.
He's done way more than that. He's just been like a big brother, right? But it's the same process with Billy Kay with this guy. First it was with this guy. Now Billy Kay showed me this. But when I got the Parker, we had stopped talking for a while because he moved to Washington and I don't know, it's just life, right?
Yeah.
Just life. But
Life.
it was never like
Life,
it was never like, oh, we just stopped talking. It just it was just a
I get
season.
it. I get it.
Right, so I did 11 trips at least to San Clemente with no bluefin. That's how green and bad I was. At this point, we were fishing the rubber flyer. That technique is not as easy as the Mad Max. It's not as easy as the frozen bait.
Right.
You know,
A little more complicated to get a bite.
To get bit. And then plus me not even knowing how to really maneuver a boat. And
That would have been an easy time to say, this is not for me. And you push through it.
let me tell you, like the word quit.
Yeah, 11 times you're like, God, you know, I want to do this, but I suck at this.
I remember the guys calling me, hey, Ralph, did you get him? Like, no, I didn't get him. Like, and they were like, oh, bro, you'll get him next time. I almost shed a teardrop, bro. They had me feeling sad. Like, I was like, no, I didn't get him again. But I got in contact with Robert. I said, hey, bro, we need to link up, get the chemistry. I got this Parker. I'm chasing big game. I made it very clear from the beginning. I'm after the world record.
World record.
You know, if you know me, it's just like, I shoot for the stars or I shoot for the moon, and if I end up on the stars, I'm not mad.
Yeah, right.
So, but that's my whole train of thought.
Yeah.
So let's go get the world record. First trip that this guy comes on with me, we bang him. We bang like, was it 2 or 3?
We got 256 and a 288.
Wow, nice fish.
Yeah, the very first
Nice.
time we went out.
Did he? Was it just a lucky thing, suerte, or was it?
It was more of
Did he say, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that"?
No.
Or
I mean, I want people to know that, because people wonder, like, oh, did Rob show you this?
Yeah.
Well, my mentors were Billy Kay and
Yeah.
those guys. But this is the guy that taught me how to fish.
Right.
Right? So when he came on board, it was more of that extra eyes on the water. It was more of that.
Right, helps.
Somebody that I could just turn my back, and he already knew if something wasn't right. Without him ever flying without him ever trolling the rubber flyer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if he did or not, but he was able to call out like, hey, let's get a little more angle. Hey, let's get a little more speed. Hey, it just took a little pressure off of me because I didn't have autopilot at that time.
Yeah.
And just to let guys know, the trip before that, okay, I was driving my boat, no autopilot, wind was blowing, and I was like, okay, so you're telling me I have to go this degree. You're telling me the plastic yummy has to be at this degree. You're telling me it has to be skipping like this, and it was just so many things. I was like, this is impossible, right? This is impossible.
Too much.
At the exact moment,
Boom.
blow up. I looked like I was like going to a spiral of doubt. Blow up.
Yeah.
We didn't get a fish that day, but I was like, oh my God,
Hey.
we're close.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
We're right on, knocking on the door.
Yeah. We're finally starting to look at my presentation.
Yeah.
And then when Robert came on, it was just impeccable timing. It was just like, now he was there just to give me confidence, give me that support that I needed, just to say, hey, yeah, we can do this. And then plus, I don't know anybody pound per pound champion on fighting a fish. Like, if you see this guy's techniques, they're parallel to none. He'll fight a 300-pound tuna standing up, no discomfort.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see some crying in the face, but, but how he could just mechanically take down a fish standing up, it's still to me amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is the guy who lit the fire in your soul that ultimately lead you where you are today.
Absolutely.
God,
That's
you guys
why
are becoming two of my favorite guests.
I'm proud of this guy.
I love you
man.
guys.
I love you too. And that's what I say. Like, I'm so proud of where when I first met him to where he's at now.
Yeah.
And he's still not done yet, because we have this ultimate
I
goal.
totally can see that,
We have an
Robert.
ultimate goal.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't know when or how or, it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. We put our time out there and we do our thing.
Your ultimate goal being the world record?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
SoCal
okay.
records.
Yeah, right.
We want to
SoCal.
just say, hey, some average Joes who put the work in, they got it.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, look what they got trying.
Yeah.
Look at that lineup.
Yes.
So
I can only imagine that people go on your rig are treated like kings. I can just see how concerned you are about other people. You're talking about helping people.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that comes out on your trips.
I'm sure.
And one thing is, I still haven't been on a trip where somebody wants to fish more than me or him. I mean, even if it's me finally kind of fatiguing, he still wants it more than me, right?
Yeah.
But if he's not there, like, there's no one that wants it more than me or him.
Yeah.
This guy's just ridiculous. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Appreciate it.
we're already
so
at
cool.
we're already in Long Beach, bro. Unwind.
Can we turn around and go?
Talking about, like, still back of the boat, just kind of like, bro. Just,
You gotta love that kind of enthusiasm. You
I
just
love
love this thing, don't you?
And everything that I do on the boat, it's with the intentions of getting somebody else a big fish. What Ralph has done for me and showed me, I love giving it back.
Well,
because
your whole relationship started that way.
Right.
You saw him.
Yep.
You didn't know him.
No.
Most guys say, hey, stay away from that guy. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's going to
Right.
tangle us all up. What the F's he
You're
doing
right.
here, right?
Right.
That's what I
Jeez,
do.
where'd this guy come from? I mean, That's part of the problem. The crews are way better now, but when I was a deckhand, that was part of the problem. Some guy like him walk on the boat, and they're like, oh, you know, yo, spinning reel, what a jerk.
Right.
You know, and the guy's got a kid with him, and the kids, you know. You guys have the exact right attitude.
Oh, for sure. And that's why, like I say, that's why it was easy for me to step to him, because I could see that he had this passion, man. And just by talking to him, you know, I could hear it in his voice and everything. And I was like, man, the guy, he kind of sucks at fishing, but I love his style.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I do too.
I love the passion.
I do too.
You know? So I was like, okay.
I remember hitting a big cow on the Independence. So, and I told Robert, and somehow the gimbal, the protection was off.
Yeah.
And I still got the scar on my stomach.
Really?
It ripped me, right? I said,
battle scars.
I said, Robert, help me for a second. He says, no, handle that fish. And I was like, oh, you know, like, this is the kind of mentoring, you know?
Yeah,
like,
right.
All right.
Tough love, right?
That's what it was. That's what it was. You really
So-
want to be a tuna fisherman, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
dig in, man.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That is great stuff. Hey, by the way, the next time you go into Sergio's place, do you still go there?
I haven't been there in a couple years, but yeah, we still
When you go in, look in his office, and there's a thing, Jesus is up there. That's a mass card I gave him when his father, Alfonso, passed away. Because I was very close with Alfonso also, and Sergio. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We've been down there for so long, because that's where my family's from. My family is from Ensenada.
Oh, how nice. I love
So,
Ensenada.
Yeah, I ended up down there, and like I say, just by the grace of God, of this guy being on the boat the same day that I was, in order to give me the opportunity to meet him, we didn't know that it was going to flourish into this crazy friendship.
Yeah, right.
He was the best friend. He was the best man at my wedding.
Oh, really? I believe it.
Yeah. And what an honor it was for me, even back then, because it was like, okay, we were still going fishing. He had these little boats, these little glass bars, and everything else we had. We were going out there doing things that we thought was going to get us fish. you know? But from what I knew, long ranging and staying local, and then just teaching him what I knew. And always, when we go on these 10 to 15 day trips, it was always like I was right there with the deckhands. You know, everybody on the crew. Hey, when they show a knot, I'm learning that knot. When they show, because all it does is I carried on over until the private boater aspect of this.
Yeah.
Is when Ralph was like I said, when Ralph told me that he was really wanted to go do this world record, go catch the biggest fish in SoCal, I was like, I'm all with you, brother.
Yeah, right on.
Like, and I was like, I remember hanging up the phone and telling my girl, this guy's crazy. Like, I think we're gonna go chase a world record. Like, you know, and every time we go on the boat, that's what it is. It's we have the intention. Everything I do is with the intentions of everybody on board. It's because I want to get those guys hooked up and see what we have seen. And do what I have done. You know, because I tell people, unless you experience this, you'll never ever know what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and yeah, you can go on the big boats and do this, but when you actually get into the private boaters and you're so much closer to everything, and I've never ever like had to go and gaff a 200-pound fish ever in my life.
Yeah.
You usually go on the big boats, they take care of it.
Yeah, right. Everything's taken care of.
Okay, so now me and Ralph are doing this, and we're like, well, what do we do?
I friggin' love it.
What do we do? Very first big fish we get, what happens? Ralph's overboard.
Really?
Cut.
No. What'd you do? Jump in with a spear gun or something?
Oh man, I was so anxious to just picture all the trips.
I'm loving this, man. This is a
I
good.
was so anxious, and you know, you always hear "don't dig." I told myself, I'm a dig. Like I don't. This fish is coming on board.
Dig with the gaff, you mean,
Yeah, with
right?
the gaff,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just let him. Yeah.
And don't dig. I was just like, this fish is.
I'm
coming.
digging.
I'm digging. Like I didn't care. We had color for the first time.
Hey, explain what digging is for just in
Okay.
case.
So there's gaffing the fish. Just to say that this was the rail. You know, from what I learned is you got about a 7-foot gaff. Okay, is digging with all that 7 feet, using everything you got.
Trying to hit that fish while he's still a little too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just going for it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what, and all the fish did was this. A little twitch.
Yeah.
And whoop. And I got it on film. I'll have to send it to you.
Oh my God, yes.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, hell yeah. We'll put it in there, man.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And you can hear me in the video because my other partner, Alberto, was there, and he was just like, give me your hand. Give me your hand. And I still had the fish on the gaff, right?
What'd you do? Slip over or what?
No,
With a nice
just
pull.
one little tug, and I didn't let go of the gaff, and I just went in. But
Friggin' love it.
never lost my grip. Fish in the water. I'm swimming with one hand, with a fish like this, right? He's like, give me your hand. I was like, don't worry about me. Get the fish.
I love it,
And
man.
the tail of the tuna's so close to him. That's what I'm worried about too, because I can see he's in the water with this tuna just slapping.
Beating.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, something bad's gonna happen if he hits him in the face or in the head. I was like nervous, but when I saw him go, never mind me, get the fish. And I was like, oh boy,
This guy's an
laughing.
animal.
I'm laughing.
I saw the film. He's not even. He's on the
I'm
ride.
laughing.
He's not even paying attention to me. He's like. He's still focused doing. It's my other buddy who's like trying to help me.
Yeah.
This guy's he's still on the mission. I'm gonna get this fish.
We can't lose him now.
You heard me say that comment.
Yeah.
Okay, he's okay.
Yeah.
This is the same guy when I got cut didn't help me. He's okay.
Yeah, he's in the water.
The
He's
main
all right.
the main goal. But yeah, that was a good learning experience.
Oh my God, that is
It
awesome.
was our very first one too. So
Wow.
it was like when we saw the color too, I was like, wow, we've never did this before.
Yeah.
You know, this is a 250-pound bluefin.
Let's not screw this up.
Yeah.
Was it a
And-
passenger's fish?
No, it was just
you
me,
guys.
It was just
Okay.
me and him. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we didn't have anybody at the time because
Yeah.
we were still this new at it.
Right.
We were
Yeah.
still trying to figure
In the
it out.
learning phase.
We just
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
getting
And
the
mind
taste of taking
yeah.
people out this last year.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part, it's always been like different groups of my boys. This group of my boys, those are my boys.
Yeah.
These guy by these, everybody that's fished for me, honestly, just so you know, I don't know if they know why they get to fish with me, but they've supported me.
Uh-huh.
Like they've bought clothes for me at times where I was desperate, just on my computer. What am I doing? Feeling discouraged, and boop, a sale comes up. Like, who the hell is Brian Gutierrez? Like, oh, I know Brian Gutierrez. And shout out to Brian Gutierrez, who embodied my clothing brand. He's like, you know what? This is all I'm gonna wear.
Oh, nice.
You know, became an ambassador, and he's a great angler, and he's just a great leader in the community. You know, anybody who knows Brian, but guys like that gave me the motivation.
You need guys like that in your
Yeah.
life, man.
And then,
like this guy.
like this, exactly. But
And probably like that guy behind the camera. We'll introduce him
this
later.
guy,
Sal,
do
right?
you know why he's fished with me?
No.
Okay, let me tell you the story on this one.
Yeah.
About Sal Lopez, okay? I'm on my way out to San Diego on a fishing trip with my brother and some of his co-workers. We get a blowout, okay, on the freeway.
Oh, I thought you had a blowout on a bluefin tuna.
No. We're on
Tire
the
on the trailer.
I'm tired. La llanta, huh?
That's coming. We get a blowout on the 405. My lock to my spare from all the salt is kind of just welded together, and that spare is not coming off. We're on the side of the road, and then all of a sudden I kind of look in the back, and there's a tow truck pulling up. Like, oh man, a tow truck's pulling up, right?
You didn't call anybody?
I didn't call nobody
Yeah.
or nothing, okay? Tow truck pulls up, okay? Now trip on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, thank God, you know? Before I can even register the tow, you know, he comes in his uniform. I look at his hat, and he's wearing one of my big game hunter's hat. So I look, I'm like, oh, that's Sal. But what are the chances of...
It was him?
It was him.
Yeah.
And he was wearing one of my hats.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we didn't have a friendship like that yet.
Yeah.
You
Did
know?
you have a small friendship?
Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook
Oh, okay.
friendship,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
But to see somebody, you know, show up to help me, wearing my hat, helped us, got us on the road. He's a complete professional, knew about safety, knew about directing traffic, because it was more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Hell
but
yeah.
Sal took leadership, got us back on the road. But I told Sal, I said, oh, bro, I'm going to get you on my boat. Keep in mind, he's been trying to get on my boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's and he's also been a supporter.
Yeah.
You know, when I say a supporter, it's someone that actually made a purchase, someone
Yeah.
that bought it.
Yeah.
He showed up wearing an old greasy hat of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I gave him another hat. Here, bro, I love you. You're coming. Let's go fishing.
And here he is again
Yeah.
today. And
So-
you know what that tells me? You got these guys around you, been with you for a while.
Right.
Those friendships don't endure with people who are not honest, good, hardworking people, because they just don't, you know? And so you guys are three really great guys, man.
Amen.
You know, and that's
Good
what
stuff.
I think. I you know, like I'm just glad I have life today.
Yeah.
To acknowledge that, to acknowledge who I was,
Yeah.
and I still have life to be that. This is not in my DNA to be how I am right now, but I surrounded myself with the right people. I changed my views, and life has just been really fruitful for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm totally optimistic. You know, I just became a captain last year.
Nice.
You know, it wasn't on my scope to become a captain, you know, but when I thought about it, like, I didn't become a captain to get into the charter business and eat off of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I started a clothing company. It takes so much marketing material that I need to be on the water.
Yeah.
I need to be out there. I need to be people talking about me. And I was like, well, I might as well get paid for it now, you know? And so I'll get the captain's license. But then I thought, you know what, I want to serve this community. I don't want to just take from the community, because my whole life I took. Like when the smoke clears, the fishing industry will be better because of what I did or what we did, you know? Like if I could just tell you my goals, it'd be to get the money issue out of the way, where I need to focus on money.
Yeah.
Okay. Get money out of the way. My clothing company, or maybe some other investments, or the charter business, or my construction business will handle that.
Yeah.
Lord willing.
Yes.
I want it to be the clothing business, because it's around fishing.
Yes.
I get to go to all the amazing events. So, like, my mind thinks like this. Like, I want to go back. I'm from a city called Hawaiian Gardens.
Uh-huh.
You know, my whole family's from Compton. Okay, I was the first one born in Hawaiian Gardens. Okay, I got a brother doing life in jail. I got a sister who did 5 years and got out, is doing well. I got a sister who was on drugs for 40 years, been sober 2.5 years, and now she works for me full time.
Great. Awesome.
Okay, so
I'm a recovering alkie, so, you know.
Hey, me too.
So, hey.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. You too.
Yeah, thank you.
And a lot of this stuff
Congrats.
you're talking about.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm a no good drunk. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of this stuff you're talking about, you talk about helping others. When you're feeling, you know, AA will teach you. You're feeling like, oh man, my life sucks, and you know, you're feeling sorry for yourself. They tell you, go out and be of service to somebody,
Yeah.
and it's counterintuitive.
Right.
It sounds like what? Hey, no, I want the focus on me. I'm hurting. Can't
Yeah.
you? And you go out and you do that. Recently, I was down in Ensenada, and we were with an orphanage, Blackfin guys. This little girl was. Well, the guys at Blackfin really did all that, but I mean,
you were there.
If you look out here, Sal and everybody, there's 500 bags of clothing that's going down there, and then in a warehouse we have. I'm being facetious about the 500, but we got a ton of stuff that we're shipping down there. But anyway, this little girl sometimes you make contact with somebody. Got a 12-year-old kid. She wouldn't leave my side, so I go, you know, hey, tú puedes, you know, you can go sit up front where there was a clown. She goes, no, I'm going to stay here, and so. Yeah, I looked at her and I'm like, she doesn't have any parents, or her parents are drug addicted or whatever, and I'm freaking complaining. Right. What the F is wrong with me? What a dumb ass I am. Yeah. But it shakes you up, and a lot of the stuff you two guys are talking about,
that's
just
a great point,
really good.
though, because, you know, I didn't know serving others really serves you.
Yeah.
It really helps you. I didn't know that because I just didn't. You know, you just went to AA, you got the information, but, you know, I still don't like to do it, you know, like, but I never have a day when I do it and I have a regret. I gotta force myself to be honest.
You're freaking honest.
You know
You
what
are
I mean?
really honest.
You
yeah,
know?
that's
And-
great. I could trust you with anything.
Yeah, but and then back to what I was saying. So,
Yeah.
you know, I want to just leave a legacy behind of fishing. Like I have thoughts of like, why don't junior high schools would have a metal shop, wood shop? You know, if the funding was there and the people were there, why isn't there like a fishing shop? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, even if I gotta go spearhead it myself, but because people don't know about this life where I come from.
I know.
Some do, but I would say it's about the 5%. But like this is amazing. You know, like I've taken friends on my boat. You know what they say? I want to become a captain. They just don't know about this whole lifestyle. That I think they could take the focus out of a lot of nonsense that's out there.
I agree.
You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
that all the time. Yeah, heck yeah, man.
So the good part about me coming is that, you know, we all come from from different perspectives and different places.
Sure.
You know, I already know that I talk different and I'm just different because I'm from a different place.
I thought you were a gringo with your last name, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Well, my last name is really Rocha.
I heard that,
Rocha.
man. Yeah.
So we got the Acor.
Senor Rocha.
We got the Acor, putting my last name backwards.
Yeah, I like that.
I was trying to find a name, and every name every name on the earth is taken.
Yeah.
Like, man, what can I get offshore? Something offshore. And then I was like, offshore apparel. And then my sister, the genius, she was like, you know, your last name backwards says Acor. I was like, Acor Offshore?
Perfect. It even
I'll take
rhymes.
it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to even get into that even more, it was like dress accordingly.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's all kinds of
It kind of
things that it
meshed.
works.
It
works.
worked. It really did. It
Hey,
really did.
you two guys have been fishing with Mark and Paul. Did you ever see the video we did with
Yes,
Desiree
I loved
Rodriguez?
it. Loved it.
Yep.
This is not a translator. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you.
I'm Desiree.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Got me on this camera. I'm so happy. Oh my god, Phil, how the hell did you do this?
That
What a
was.
moment.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have, because you guys know those guys.
Yeah,
So
we've been fishing with
Yeah.
them for years.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why too. Like once we started doing that is when Ralph was like, you know, like, and I thought he was crazy at first. He's like, I'm done. I'm not gonna do that no more. What do you mean? You know, he said, well, I want to fish when I can.
When I want,
to,
and not when I can.
I don't
Yeah.
want to have to ask a boss, hey, could I have this particular day off? I want to be able to, when the fish are biting, I want to be able to go tomorrow. Oh, well, how are we going to do that?
yeah,
You know,
really,
like,
make
how-
it your living,
how
right?
are we going to do that?
Yeah.
And then that's why I say, like, once I heard the passion and then I seen the fire and I seen this guy moving, I was like, hey, anything I can do to support you, bro, I'm all there with you, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, you just keep doing what you're doing, you know? And I said, okay, but taking us back to our very first trip out where we were successful that day, you know, water's crashing over the boat. Coast Guard doesn't want us to get too close to the island. They're out there watching us because,
You're at Clemente then,
yeah,
right?
we're at Clemente, and literally everything's crashing over the boat. He turns down the radio because the helicopters were here dropping water, like trying to steer us away from the island. So I'm like, oh, wow, what are we going to do? I don't even know what we're doing.
I didn't know you
This is
got
our
that.
first time out, you know? I'm like, what
What
he
the
doing?
hell is
They
going
think
on?
we're drug smugglers or something. I don't know, you know? But here's this helicopter following us, so.
I'll never do that again. just for the record.
Oh, come on. I want to see that, man. I'm there.
And that's why, like, it was like, well, I seen this passion, you know? And then for him to take me and to ask me that, hey, you want to do it, you know? And I was like, yeah, for sure, let's do this, you know? Not telling him that, hey, the only time I've ever used a flyer or anything like that is on the big boats.
Yeah.
You know, and we go and do our 10 to 15 day trips. They pull them out.
Sure.
From what I've been watching, we're kind of close, you know? So we don't know any better, and we're doing our thing. We're out there working the flyer, and we're doing our thing, and wind's blowing, and it's just a horrible day. And then all of a sudden, we're out there in really bad weather. All of a sudden, we're messing with this flyer, and I lift it up out of the water just to kind of see where the flyer's at.
Yeah.
And this 200 plus tuna just comes completely out of the water. So I'm like,
What a sight.
oh my God. So as soon as I free spool it, because now I'm like, Ralph knows something's up. Oh my God. And I free spool it, and as soon as I free spooled and that thing hit the water,
Boom.
bam, it just blew up. And
Wow.
I told him, did you see it? No, I missed it. I was like, oh man, you know, and here I got my eye on it. I'm doing like what I'm supposed to. My eyes are everywhere. You
Yeah,
know, my head's
right.
like on a swivel. I'm just trying to watch. I'm looking for signs. I'm looking for things. And when it happened, as soon as it went down and we got bit, all right, we got him. We're bit. But now what? You know, we don't know. Hey, this is our first time.
Yeah.
You know, on a big fish. So we get it to color finally. You know, after a nice fight, we get it to color, and I'm like, oh wow, like this thing is huge. You know, like what do we do? Because mind you, for years, this guy's been
You know,
telling
I
me
knew it was
he's
huge. I saw his face.
Yeah, like, I'm like, okay, like I don't have the slightest idea how we're even what are we gonna do when we get it next to the boat?
Right.
We're so new at this. All right, so we get it, and that's how it happened. You know, we got it, and he put the gaff in it, and not knowing about not digging, not knowing anything. You know, like when he went over, it was like, whoa, let's not do that again. Let's get the bite to happen again, but let's not do all that craziness where everything is now. We got to go chase our ice chest because the ice chest flew out. And we
Oh,
get all kinds of
geez,
good
that's
stuff.
funny.
And it's like it was supposed to happen that way because on the next one we made a move. Ralph made a move, and I felt more comfortable behind the rod now.
Yeah.
We just got the first one in, and I felt comfortable.
Right.
So Ralph was making his moves, and he's like, hey, all right, let's deploy these things right here. And it only took a couple of minutes. Boom, we got another big blow up on our bird. And I was like, as I'm fighting it, I noticed that the arc in the rod's a little deeper. I noticed that everything, it feels a little heavier. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Alberto Padilla. He was on the boat with us, so I said, hey, Alberto, you wanna try this? He's like, yeah. But I could see it in his face too, that he's not too sure.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
His biggest fish before that was probably about, I don't know, I would estimate 15 pounds.
Right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I would say 15. So when
Wow.
we got it, I handed him the rod.
And that's typical on my boat, just so you know.
Yeah.
Guys go from trout to big game overnight.
That's,
like that.
that's awesome.
Just in a snap.
Yeah.
That's why when after we thought about it, I looked at it and I said, oh, wow, this is bigger than the other one, Rob. And so he said, well, get back behind the rod and let's do this. He said, no disrespect to you, Alberto, but we need to get this on board.
Yeah.
You know, and so...
I might have disrespected.
Get the hell out of the way, Alberto.
we did.
Go in there and sit down for an hour.
In a really nice way. You know, it happened in a really nice way to where I didn't feel like weird about taking over again, but it was like I knew what Ralph wanted done here, and I knew the purpose we had, why we're here.
Right.
If we get this, Acor Offshore
Takes off.
is going to take off from here.
Yeah.
Because following that, the trips that followed, all they did was they kept telling me, hey, Robert, I did exactly what you did, and it worked. We got 2 more.
Yeah.
So it was like after that, it was like Ralph said, hey, Rob, I need you on this boat now. You know, I don't care. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about your gear. I'm not talking about anything. I just need you to go.
Understood.
So then that's what made me think like, well, what can I do to change my lifestyle so that I could be here with
Wow,
this
what a
guy
positive
every time?
influence you two have had on one
Yeah,
another.
so how can I be here with him all the time?
Yeah.
What can
Let
I
me
do?
tell you a famous quote from
You
this
know?
guy that he don't know it's famous.
This is his quote?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot going on. Okay, everybody does. Okay, it's about 12 at night. Okay, guys, guys don't do private boating for the reason that the commitment of the work level is so crazy. Okay, like you really gotta love fishing to do this. Like you really gotta love it.
Yeah.
Because it was 12 at night. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, it was 12 at night.
Oh, we need a little music in today's podcast, right?
So soon.
That reminds me to talk about the one that got away. Oh, so it was 12 at night, roughly, and I was like, man, you gotta put away the ice chest, gotta put away the bait, you gotta put away the extra
I'm
ice.
dead tired.
We gotta wash the boat, we gotta clean the rods, got this fish to deal with, and I was just on a rampage. I was in a moment of weakness.
Negativity.
Right? A weakness.
Yeah.
And then he just came and says, yeah, but it's all worth it.
Atta boy.
And I was like, I just stopped.
Love it, Robert. I love it.
I just stopped, and now, anytime because that's you get fatigued out there. It's crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
But now it's just like it's all worth it, man. It's all worth it. We're gonna die, and we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And
pretty soon, too.
Yeah, pretty soon. Pretty soon, not too soon.
Yeah, not too soon.
I don't know. Some of us are a little closer.
No.
Closer nose.
But the memories that we're creating, the adventure is priceless.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
amazing. What's
Absolutely. You two helping one another. It's such an integral part of this whole story.
Oh, no,
it's great.
Big time. And the whole moral of the story is like, you know what? He took time out of his life to show me. Okay. So now all I'm doing now, I would say maybe on a bigger scale. Now that seed is in the dirt. Now it's a tree, and now I got my YouTube channel, Hustle and Fish, on YouTube.
What is it now?
Hustle and Fish.
Hustle and Fish. A-N-D?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hustle, A-N-D,
Fish. Okay.
And I thought it was gonna be a fishing channel, like watch me fish. And
Yeah, right.
the thing is, it is, but the majority of Hustle and Fish is gonna be it's just 80% hustle. It's more like the story. So you like, if you want to see fishing videos, don't watch my videos.
Yeah. I'll be watching because I love you two guys. You guys are awesome.
If you want to learn to be the guy in the video, then watch my video. If you want to learn how to get out there and make it happen, watch my videos because like I got all my practicals of how all this is transpired. You know, I could basically, I'm at the point where now I can fish when I want and not when I can.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to go tomorrow, I could go tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I want to go all week, I go all week. But it's now that I'm kind of here, it's like, okay, it's more than just fishing when I want, not when I can.
Yeah,
And
right.
keep in mind, guys, okay, the commitment that I made. 2017 was my last trip on the 2015 was my last trip on the Independence, okay? And I told myself, I'm not gonna fish again until I make money from a business that gives me the money to go and fish. I promise you, I made that statement, okay? So I started my company in 2015, 2016, no fishing. 2017, no fishing, okay? 2018 is when the Parker came, right? In my mind, honestly, I wasn't gonna start fishing till about 2020 again, right? But my crew, these guys were telling me like, hey man, you gotta start fishing, bro. Like, guys wanna see you fishing. You know, like you gotta get out there. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna fish until I make money, you know, from the business that I started to go fishing. And then eventually, like, I've never made a payment on that Parker out of my own like personal money, you know. It's always been from the clothes, you know. And I say that just to say that, you know, I'm a big dreamer, okay? And I boastfully talk about dreams now, okay? And it's not really cool where I come from, or I don't see it too much, but I'm just like in this dream world, right?
Yeah.
But no one really talks about the sacrifice to make dreams reality, right? And I had no clue. Just last week I was like praying to God, like, take this from me. This is too much. You know, like I'm talking about being in a box from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, take it from me. You know, and what happens is I'll have a breakthrough. All of a sudden the internet goes off. Bunch of sales, and I just get confirmation. Keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so come like right now, I'm feeling really good about the clothing business. I'm feeling really good about the charter business, and I'm really just feeling really optimistic about giving people the blueprint. And to stay focused is just sharing the sacrifice. Like I quit watching sports. Like I used to go to all the football games and basketball games. I remember being in the studio working, and my wife comes in. She says, "Do you know the what's that baseball? The World Series is on right now."
Yeah.
Like,
Forgot that World Series.
Yeah. I see.
You haven't watched sports for a long time.
Oh, really? Like, oh man, who's winning? Like, and then I just say that to say that I want no one to be deceived.
Yeah.
And chase their dreams if they're not willing to put the ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
And then
it takes a lot of focus and
does.
time to do it.
Right.
And maybe it's good they don't know at the same time, because if I would have known what it takes, I might not have done it. If I would have done the math, it's going to take this much, this much. Like from a guy who never used the camera to learn how to camera, from a guy who didn't know how to edit to start to edit, from a guy who was not good with finances and still ain't good, but studying it.
Yeah.
Becoming an accountant, learning QuickBooks. From a guy who didn't know about marketing, studying marketing. From a guy who just didn't know about selling product, quality control, customer service, like all this crap. It just keeps compounding.
Right.
But I'm rising to the occasion.
Good for you.
I'm rising to the occasion, and I salute you, man, because you're consistent, man. You're consistent, and
That's because I don't have a life.
no, but
I enjoy. I'm like you, man. I love this. I look at these these three guys I met today. This is friggin' awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah. So hey, let's now after this, there's a bunch of
people.
people.
Catch a fish.
Well, let's talk about how they can go fishing with you.
Okay.
Is there a website? Where do you leave out of?
Yeah.
And it's already perfectly clear to me, and you've made it clear, you can be a novice angler and you guys are going to coach them through this bluefin tuna trophy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if there's a guy out there saying, wow, these guys are cool, I'd like to meet them, but 200, 300 pound bluefin, I can't do that. You're going to look at them and say, yeah, you can.
Yeah, we've had,
Yeah.
It happens every time.
kids. Yeah, we've had kids come out with us, and we've got 13-year-old kids on 150, 175, 200-pound fish.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're also trying to teach the younger generation as well. Is like if they watch good enough, and like Ralph says, is like we only need one. Okay, if there's a 15-year-old kid out there right now, and he's, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, if he keeps watching Ralph, Hustle and Fish, everything that goes along with our videos,
Wearing the t-shirts,
you will,
sweaters,
yeah, definitely,
jackets, hats.
definitely got to get the gear, because I tell everybody.
Where do we get it? Let's. Where do you get it? Is it all online, or is it in any stores?
It's not in no stores.
Okay.
I think I'm going to change that this year, but my plan has always been to be direct to consumer online.
Yeah.
The website is Acor Offshore, AHCOR Offshore. You know, you can go there .com and you can just pick up anything from a shirt to a waterproof jacket to something like this right here.
Nice.
Look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Right?
I like that. Got the red, white, and blue thing going
I
on.
want to shout out my boy Brian Gutierrez. He inspired this design for 4th of July. He's like, give me something like this. BGH is the trademark, Big Game Hunters. It's what we live and breathe by.
Hey, this says Rocha. Oh, no, it doesn't. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And I think just having my name on the shirt, it just called me higher. Because I thought about it. I was just like, my name's on the shirt. Like, I don't know if I'll wear someone's name on my shirt if they weren't the real deal.
Yeah.
You know, so I really try to be the complete package to, people are wearing my name on their shirt. So let them know that I'm a dreamer, and that as a human being, I'm flawed like everybody else, but I try my best. Like, I spend time to be a better human being.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
My wife's going to love your stuff. She doesn't speak, and I'll tell you a funny story about her. This was at Christmas, so we're in a store, and she goes, Felipe, what do you think? And she shows me that she's from Costa Rica. She shows me this Christmas shirt, and I'm like in another world, but all I see is like ornaments and a Christmas tree, it looked like. And I go, oh, that's really nice. I go, do you want that? And she goes, yeah. I go, okay, we'll get that. So, and she's real Christian. I'm Catholic and she's Christian, but same guy, Jesus, right? Yeah. And so we're freaking driving out of the parking lot, and she goes, I really like my shirt. And I look at it, and it says, get baked for Christmas. And it's got some kind of a thing like it's getting baked. And I go, hey, Ruth, you can't wear that to church. And she goes, ¿Por qué? And I'm like, so she goes, turn around. We're taking it back. It was so funny, man. But yeah, she loves fishing stuff. So yeah, she's going to love your stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
as long as you don't have somebody getting baked, a tuna getting baked or
something. What size is she?
Small.
Okay, we got some smalls
yeah.
for her.
Well, yeah. So you get it online.
Get the clothing online.
Yeah.
I might, I'm looking for somebody with experience that could handle. I think the title is like a sales manager, someone that can handle accounts.
Yeah.
From San Diego, let's say to Oxnard. If you're interested in talking to me about that, because I have the inventory, I have the product. Just looking for someone that with experience that can handle the accounts. You want them to email you or call you? They could email me or call me. I'm not hard to find on social media. Just send me a DM. Yeah. If you're interested. And I know a lot of people watch your show. I also want to throw out that people have no taste. That's why they watch my show. I want to throw out that I'm looking for a mentor. I'm looking for someone that could mentor me, someone who's lived it and done it. Because, from what I've learned, it's important. And I always ask, like, when am I going to find my mentor business-wise? I found my fishing mentors. Yeah. And so I'm just throwing it out there. Someone watches the show, but I'm just looking for someone to take me to the next level. You know, I'm going to get there. And I know I could get there faster with a mentor who's business savvy. Been there, done that. I'm going to take advantage. Sure. Someone's out there and plug in and if you want to fish with me, okay? So fish with me the same way. Send me a DM. So what do they look for on you're talking about a DM on Facebook or Instagram? DM on Facebook, a DM on Instagram. And they're looking for Ralph? Or are they looking for the name of the business? If you type in Acor Offshore, I will come up. Okay, perfect. Like, if you go to Google right now and type in Acor Offshore, you will be able to find me. Okay, perfect. If you go in there and type in Fishing Charters 365, not so much, but it's in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I got a whole new big marketing campaign. Like, I'm gonna be at the Fred Hall show.
Hey, we forgot about it. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that because Bart was in here the other day.
Yeah.
And we had a nice conversation.
Yeah.
I've known Bart for 30, 40 years, something like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was great. So, what, you're going to be at Del Mar?
I'm gonna be at Del Mar.
Wow.
Keep in mind that Bart has a show this weekend. It's more of a boat show in
Yeah.
Pomona. So I'm gonna go check it out because I'm already looking to not looking to upgrade, but you know, I want to start looking.
Yeah.
You know, I know this Parker I have is not my final destination, and you know, maybe I'm thinking big. I'm thinking Friedman, but I do want to see what's out there.
Yes. Yes.
But so Bart has, you know, we'll be in Del Mar at the Bart Hall show. We'll be in Long Beach at the Bart Hall show.
And people can see your boat there, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have your boat there.
I'm gonna have my boat there.
Awesome.
So they'll be able to check it out. Can't step in it unless you pay.
Reservation.
Unless you make a reservation, step in.
FishingCharters365.com.
And then I want to salute Pacific Bill. I want to salute Pacific Bill for just being, you know, an example out here, man. Taking the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show to a whole new level this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited. You know, those are guys that
He's talking about
inspire
Bill
me.
DePriest.
Yeah, Bill
Yeah.
DePriest.
Yeah. Hopefully he's going to be on here pretty quick too. So
Yeah.
we're looking forward to having him.
Absolutely. So we'll be at that show.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm going to be speaking at the Bart Hall shows.
Oh, you're
So-
doing seminars.
Yeah, I'm doing seminars.
Oh, you're going to be fantastic.
Right.
I'll even go watch one.
Yeah, I've been studying Dave Hansen, the master.
Dave's a great guy.
Shout out
Good
to
friend
Dave
of mine.
Hansen, because-
Absolutely. He's a funny guy and he's really knowledgeable.
Oh, bro.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Right.
funny.
That's the truth.
I thought about Dave Hansen when keep in mind, Dave, I'm a member on your website. I've seen every video, and that's how I learned how to gaff fish. Watch, because Dave has a video on big fish tuna, and then he just talks about how to gaff these tuna. And I saw the video, and he says you want to just go and gaff them right in the bottom, kind of like right under the neck.
Yeah.
He says, and those tuna they basically kind of they never been upside down, and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so, except for one fish that didn't go to sleep, Dave. One fish, and that one was over 300.
Oh, wow.
That one didn't go to sleep, but the 99%, it's true.
I'll tell you a funny Dave Hansen story. I won't mention who the guy was, but I was at the Del Mar show, and I was giving a seminar, and we were doing Mexico, talking about fishing in Mexico. And the first speaker said, you know, those Mexican regs down there, just don't even listen to them, and you know they're not going to check you, and you take anything, you know, just don't even worry about it. So you know, I was asked to speak on Mexico, and I'd written my whole thing already. I wasn't responding to him. I had written up a thing that said, hey, we're fishing in their country. Right. You need to respect the people, tip well if you're on a panga. So I get up and I give the other side of the whole thing, right? And then there's like a rumbling because the other guy who said that was a pretty prominent guy. Mm-hmm. And so I freaking finish, and I get the feeling that some people are on my side, like most, but some are not. And Dave Hansen raises his hand, and I'm looking at him. I'm going, frickin' Dave Hansen's going to get on me now. Because he's like killing them all. You know, he likes to catch fish.
Yeah, it kills.
And he goes, you know what? I am so much on your side, and I am so disgusted with what this other frickin' true friend, you know? Yeah. And the guy that he was talking about is a pretty big guy. He didn't care. Right. He just did what was right. So, Dave,
yeah,
I love you.
Salute.
Well, guys, I mean, anything else that we need to get in terms of the business out there? Any websites or anything else?
Yeah, so the website for the charter business is, I kept it simple, fishingcharters365.com.
Okay.
And the reason I called it 365.com because
you'll fish every day of the year, I'm guessing.
And I'm only targeting bluefin.
Yes.
Okay, but I really believe, we were out there in November catching them. We stopped in December. But I really believe they're here all year round. Who wants to chase them? Give me a call.
Yeah.
Because I'm confident that I could catch one this week.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also had that mentality. Like, I don't have no problem going home with no fish, knowing that we gave it 100%. We did all on our power. But there's still some good water out there that I'm seeing. So, and there's always good water. So, just who's willing to go out there and find it and try. You know what I mean?
All you got to do is give this guy a call, right? And make it happen.
That's it.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we got the Hustle and Fish videos. Those are weekly on Saturdays.
Yep.
But I'm thinking about changing them to Sunday. But regardless, you can find me on YouTube. And man, I just super appreciate you.
I am so thrilled that this came out the way it did because there's, like I said, there's so many life lessons, and I can see this is the beginning of a great friendship with the three of us too. And Sal, do you want to stick your nose in here before and just say hi? Come here. This is Sal Lopez,
Sal
the man.
Lopez,
Is he
yeah.
the man behind the scenes?
He's part of the crew. He's our.
Trying to do all the work as much as I can.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. Robert,
Definitely.
thank you so much.
Thank you for the quick
Ralph,
response.
really, really appreciate it. Sal, thank you.
guys.
You guys were fantastic, source of inspiration, and I can't wait to do this again. Let's not make this one time. Let's do it again soon.
Let's do it.
Let's get you on my boat.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. And on the upcoming shows, if you want, maybe we can get you, and we'll switch it on you. We'll interview you.
Perfect.
At one of our shows. that we're at.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the Bart Hall or whether it's a PCS.
I'll
show.
be at all those shows.
We'll
So
definitely
yeah,
get you.
I'll be bouncing around from booth to booth. So we'll definitely do that.
Thank you, Father. I
Awesome.
appreciate that.
Robert,
Thank you
no
very
problem.
much.
Ralph.
right.
All right, thanks everybody. What an extraordinary podcast. Really, really enjoyed it. Take care, my friends, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Good job, boys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, on.
Appreciate that.